Hey folks, welcome back to Fallout 4. As you can see, we're back on the airship, and I have a couple things I want to cover with you before we leave here. I'm going through all the junk that we picked up in the place that will no longer be talked about. So that's going through the recycler right now. Denton the Rad Chicken has taken up residence underneath the recycler. It's probably warm, so he likes it under there. But there is something very disturbing downstairs in the living quarters that I would like to show all of you. The sword that we liberated from that place is now on the weapon rack over there, never to be touched again. And also, I have added the wounding legendary to our chainsword to make it cause bleeding damage, which is right because it's a chainsword and it should do that. So I'm just going to go through the rest of this junk and recycling and stuff, and I'm going to head back downstairs and I'll show you the creepy fucking thing that I found. Back in a sec. Okay, we're downstairs, and you may notice immediately what I find so disturbing down here. That trunk that is directly in front of us was not here before we left. That must have appeared after the weird nightmare we had, and if you walk up to it, it contains literally all the shit we're missing. Everything. All of it. All our old weapons, our armor, our gear, all of it. So, not only was someone in here, they stripped all our stuff off of us and dumped us in the middle of nowhere. So, I'm just gonna pick up all our shit and just deconstruct this trunk because I don't want it here anymore. I am going to equip the Mjolnir armor under my power armor. I ditched the rag some time ago. The reason for that is it should make us far, far, far more powerful. It should massively boost our resistances. And my plan for today is please don't fucking crash trying to load textures, game. I would greatly appreciate it if you didn't fucking crash trying to load textures. My plan for today, and possibly for next episode as well, is to try to push us as close as I possibly can to actually being a Space Marine. And what that means is getting us a few extra abilities, adding to our stats, and adjusting our arsenal. So now we've got the Mjolnir armor underneath. We now have 2300 ballistic resistance, which I view was fairly close to what Astartes power armor would actually provide. As opposed to the fairly basic stuff that we had before, which, you know, each of these is like 200, the chest is 400, that should be 4,000 if we're talking about ceramite and adamantium. I have put away, and I'm going to put away our old guns too, I've put away the power sword and the demon hammer because A, I can't get the power sword to sound right. I tried to tweak the sounds on the power sword and can't get it to not sound like a golf club, so it bothers me to use it. And the demon hammer is too slow to be really that useful. So I went ahead and picked up our bolt gun and all the ammo that we had for it, or our stalker bolter rather, and put those away, and I added wounding to the chainsword. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I did do that. I'm going to go put these three on the rack, and we're going to talk about our next steps here, because I have one more weapon that I'd like to pick up, and some adjustments that I'd like to make to our regular bolter. See you guys in a sec. Right, so weapons are on the rack over there. I'm out of my armor for the minute because I can't use crafting stuff while in the power armor. So let's take a look at our bolt gun. One small issue that I had with this was the mag size. It's fairly tiny. It's actually smaller than what it should be in 40k cannon. I believe a standard sickle bolt magazine is 32 rounds, including the one in the chamber. And this is like 24? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to throw a drum mag on it. Fuck yeah. You might be saying, Eternal, that's not canon to 40k, only the storm bolters have those. Well, anonymous internet commenter straw man, I have a solution to your problem. We're going to turn this into a storm bolter. We're gonna crank up the fire rate with the rapid legendary. And that should basically turn it into a bolt gun. I don't want to fire this in here, but it should be much quicker. And now we have a 48 round mag. Or a storm bolter, rather. I could put the rapid receiver on here, but I haven't edited the damage values for that, so it does much less damage if I do that. And I don't approve of lowering the damage. Now, there is one hole in our arsenal, and it's going to take me like 3 seconds to get back in the armor because it has to unload the textures for the fucking Mjolnir. However, there is one hole in our arsenal. We do not have an extremely heavy weapon. By that, I mean we're missing a heavy bolter. We've got long range, we've got mid range. We need fucking fuck you if you're way too heavy for the regular bolter kind of weapon. Now, there are no heavy bolters. The mod author for the Space Marine mod did not make heavy bolters. However, there is another weapon here in this game that will serve as one in a pinch. You remember those WH Mark 22 turrets? The big fucking 50 cal turrets that I'm pretty sure we've run into a couple times? Yeah, I'm gonna go track down one of those, and we're gonna turn it into a heavy bolter. I'm pretty sure Arturo should sell one in Diamond City. We don't possess one. Miraculously, we don't have one, and I'm not kidding you. I don't think we've run across one yet. It's not in the weapons locker. It's not in the fucking arsenal over here. We don't have one. We've got 2 Gatling lasers, but we don't have one of those. Oh, you guys get to see how the racks are coming along. Very well. That revolver is on the floor, and I can't seem to pick it up. So yeah, I'm going to go to Diamond City, and we're going to talk to Arturo, and I'm going to pick one of those up, see if he has one, buy all the 50 cal he's got, which hopefully should be a couple hundred, and we're going to turn this into a heavy bolter. So I'll see you guys at Diamond City. Hi guys, we're landing at Diamond City and the fucking dogs are back. Look at all these fucking dogs. This is, I love getting to just mow down enemies with this minigun. It's such a good time when it actually, fires and the game doesn't bug out. Let's test our new bolter, shall we? Oh yeah, that's a storm bolter, basically. A little slower than a storm bolter would be, but unfortunately it's only single barrel, and there's nothing I can really do about that. Nothing I can do about the reload sound either, unfortunately. A little lackluster. Also, we leveled up when I was doing the chainsword and the bolter upgrades, so we're now level 60. You may have noticed a slight issue. I can't actually shoot these guys because they're too close to the fucking Diamond City security. Oh, let's get out the chainsword. Never mind, didn't end up mattering, he died. You may have noticed a slight issue with our current build. Even with our massive resistances and our obscene strength, we still take damage. And we don't regen health like we did, because the Mjolnir armor's regen doesn't count when we're in power item. Now I have a plan to fix that. However, it's going to take a few things. We're going to have to go on a short quest, and we're going to need some caps. Both of which I can get fairly easily. We have an unbelievable amount of purified water now, so that should be plenty to get us the caps that we need. But yeah, we do still need to go on that short quest. We're going to be heading back to Sanctuary briefly to get some more purified water and to start the quest we have to go on. Essentially, we are going to become an actual Space Marine by genetically modifying ourselves. Well, surgically. Cybernetically, various things. You'll see what I mean soon. Let's see if Arturo has that gun that we need, and I want to tackle a philosophical question that I got asked by a friend of mine after he watched the whole saga with Kit. In particular, where I mentioned, hey, I wonder if brains can actually feel pain if they don't have a nervous system. And it stands to reason that they actually gave her the ability to feel things, including pain, essentially simulating a nervous system, to ensure that Agnes would not go insane. Terror grenade? Oh, these are part of the new weapons from that place that we were at. Essentially, they would have simulated a nervous system to ensure that Agnes would not go insane from lack of stimulus. That was the theory that I was presented. I'm gonna have to pass time because it's... What do I say? 7 a.m. Let's level up real quick. Now, I think that's a viable theory. I'm gonna get Cap Collector for better prices. And I think that actually does explain why she can feel pain. I don't think it's a great idea ethically, but clearly ethics kind of went out the window with that whole project, so it's completely unsurprising.
What do they do with it?
How
do they take them?
There was a point I was gonna make here, and I'm struggling to remember what it was. That's a common thing in my life. A lot of things I do don't have a point. So yeah, essentially, in short, it does make sense that she would feel pain because you would simulate a nervous system for her to make sure that she wouldn't go insane from lack of stimulus. I'm gonna hop out of my armor so I can wait here. And what that boils down to is somewhere in that system was essentially a simulated nervous system, as I was saying, and that is probably what we shut off when we killed her. We essentially put her brain into feedback, and that killed her off.
No.
3 hours. Hopefully nobody will jack my power armor. I took the fusion core out of it, so. Her hair looks weird. Back into the armor. Another fucking 3-second wait time. Or the game could just fail to let me in completely. Let me in the armor. I'll be back in a sec. I remembered the point I was going to make while I was trying to fix the armor. Why would they go to the effort of simulating a nervous system for her when all they needed her to do in the long run was to sort out collected data from spy, institutions? Sort out the audio data like they were talking about. Shut up a sec, Arturo. Why would they go to the trouble of simulating a whole nervous system when clearly they could directly program her brain? Why allow her to feel and think for herself in any way when all they needed her to do was essentially be an Alexa and sort out background audio data? Those two things seem mutually exclusive. If I'm going to make a system to sort out audio data the way that they were planning on having her do, that's the stated reason why they made her, why is she allowed to feel things? That doesn't make sense. Those two things are mutually exclusive. What bonus does it provide to allow her to feel things? It seems like they went to a bunch of extraneous effort for something that they didn't actually have to do in the long run. It provides them no benefit. The only benefit it provides is to her, and clearly they don't care about her comfort. It's confusing. So there's a bit of a plot hole, at least in my opinion there, where why would they bother? Just fucking program her brain to the point where she doesn't need to feel anything, but you still get the bonus thinking power of it being a human brain. Just wipe the personality and use it as essentially a boosted CPU. Arturo doesn't have the gun we're looking for, so I'm going to check a couple other vendors and see if I can track one down. I'll be back in a minute once I find one. Sorry, I forgot to unmute my mic there. Hi folks, we're back. I've got some bad news. So, Children of Ug-Qualtoth, or however the hell you pronounce it, is a very script-heavy mod. And what this resulted in was me trying to leave fucking Fenway Diamond City, Fenway, and crashing every single time. Didn't matter what I did, didn't matter how I tried to leave it, I crashed every single time after seeing Arturo a minute ago. I loaded save, I loaded back up without it loaded, didn't crash. Now, luckily, I have a save from way before we did any of that fuckery the last couple episodes, so I went back to that. Now, you may be asking, why not just remove the mod? Because that is fucking horrible practices for a modded Fallout 4 save, and will leave a bunch of scripts and shit in your save that will crash the game later. So, unfortunately, I had to roll us back to before any of that happened. However, I have done my level best to get us back to close to where we were. We're still level 56 right now, so we didn't get the levels and stuff, but I've got everything else. I upgraded our guns and such exactly as they were before we left, and I went and found the WH Mark 22, and I bought a ton of fucking ammo for it. It took forever. So, the next thing I want to do is go quickly upgrade it. Now, this fucking thing is a bitch to upgrade. It requires ranks in Heavy Gunner, which we don't have, but we can get a good chunk of the upgrades done. It's going to be weaker than our standard bolter, but it's going to be pretty fucking cool to use, and I'll show you guys why in a sec. Let me just run through and upgrade all this crap here. I want to get Blacksmith 1 for this fucking thing, but we'll just put a muzzle brake on it for now. Standard trim on it. Now, you've got an option to put HE rounds in it, and I'm going to as soon as we can get the ranks to do so. For now, the strongest rounds are JHP, and we're just going to put an explosive legendary on it. So I want to dump a rank into Blacksmith, a couple ranks into Heavy Gunner, and some ranks into Demolitions. What are we missing? We're missing gold to make this explosive? Okay, that's disappointing. Well, this is a heavy stubber for now, so we're gonna call it that. And typing toggles our fucking auto loot and shit. It's really annoying. Now, the reason I'm so hyped about this weapon is this. You hold it exactly like you hold a heavy bolter. So if we can get the proper mods on it, it'll literally become a heavy bolter. And it's fucking loud as shit. It's great. I'm excited to use it. I might tweak the damage a bit in Fallout 4 edit to bring it more in line with the bolters and such. But yeah, I just want to mod it up a bit and get it a bit close to what we want it to be. And we'll have a passable heavy bolter stand-in. So I'm going to go hop in my armor, and we'll figure out what we're doing next. Now, the Rad Chicken is here. I'm not entirely sure where he's run off to, but he is here. Also, this thing is gigantic in first person. Yeah, I'm not sure where he scurried off to, but he is here. I did bring him back in and spawned him again. So I'm just going to go hop in my armor, and I'll see you guys in a second. We'll figure out what we're doing next. Just chalk it up to a dream sequence, eh? Hi guys, I'm back, and boy do I have a story for you. I have to turn off the Todd rays because I had to restart the game. So I headed back to Sanctuary because I wanted to pick up more purified water and do the next part of things that we have to do. And I realized that for some reason the door out of my airship into the Commonwealth is in Russian. Like, the label for the door was in Russian. And I was so confused, like, why the fuck is this Russian? I haven't installed the Russian version of anything. The game version is not in Russian. Did I pick up a virus? Did Windows do something weird? Did Fallout break? I was confused and scared. I thought for a moment maybe the ghost of Stalin had infested my game. It turns out that I am simply an utter moron. Now, I've recently installed the Fallout 4L FPS fix. It's a new recombined mesh fix that's on the Nexus now. It's made by a Russian mod author. And the original language of the mod is, of course, in Russian, and I, in my infinite wisdom, had forgotten to install the English language patch. And never noticed, because the last 3 episodes we've been in modded areas only. So I never saw the fact that all the location names for load doors are in Russian. So I just fixed that. Let's see how much purified water we've got. Oh, that's quite a bit. I'll take all of that. Now, you may be wondering why we're in Sanctuary and not whatever the Russian word for sanctuary is. And the reason for that is very simple. I'm actually going to use night vision because now it makes sense, because we've got a fancy Space Marine helmet. The reason for that is very simple. There is a little thing over toward Vault 101, which you may have noticed very, 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 very early on. Little bunker door that we never went into. It's just kind of sat here. Well, let's find out what it is, shall we? I think I may have even ducked inside of it to grab the stim packs out of a little area in there. It's right over here. This is, Soul's surgical bunker. And it is exactly what it says on the tin. It is what is going to allow us to turn ourselves into a Space Marine. Now, this thing is very neat. Essentially, what you can do with this mod, and I'm not exactly sure the name of this mod, so forgive me here. You know what, let me check. One sec. The mod is entitled Soul's 6,000 Implants. You can find it on the Nexus. And what you can essentially do with this mod is give yourself cybernetic implants via this helpful operation chair here. But in order to do that, we need to track down Dr. Woody Rells. Yeah, that's the name. I don't know if it's a reference or something, but that's kind of hilarious. So let's read these logs, and thankfully the logs are not in Russian. So spasibo. So we got a new start. Dang it, finding this bunker was a stroke of luck, but the dang fire destroyed most of my notes. I'm gonna write everything down for now. Plus, this terminal and that stupid Mr. Handy Codsworth are the only things I interact with anymore. But it's all gonna be worth it when I get this working. Subject 113. Another setback. Subject 113 died during procedure. Non-ghouls are just so susceptible to radiation. Need to increase the lead lining. Yes. The lead lining allowed subject 114 to survive the treatment. I can now safely move on to the next procedure. When I get this done, I'm going to be swimming in caps. Finally, another success. I can now successfully treat almost anything. Radiation, injury, diseases, and addiction are all treatable. Everything is just falling into place. Time to move on to Phase 2 of this project. Phase 2. Phase 2 start. Bionic enhancement. Basic procedure is well understood and went well. Subject 117 survived the procedure, but after they woke up, they tore themselves apart with the increased strength. Need to increase neural feedback loop. Time to take a trip. Subject 131. Results are getting better, but not good enough. I don't have the equipment to diagnose this here. I need a pre-war medical surgery facility. Gotta head to Medford Memorial Hospital to debug this procedure. So in order for us to proceed, we need to track down Dr. Woody Rells. And according to this helpful journal entry, they are in Medford. All the way over at the Memorial Hospital, which is a location we know of. So I'm going to hop into the Vertibird, and we're going to see about tracking down the good doctor, or what may be left of him or her. Because we need his knowledge to become a proper Space Marine. I will see you folks in Medford. Hey folks, we're about to land in Medford. We actually leveled up on the way here just by discovering locations. But yeah, we'll have to see who's occupying this medical facility and see if we can track down the doctor. The recombine fix while turning ooh, synths. Let's test out our new heavy stubber, shall we? Oh, can't change weapon while still in the vertebrae. Oh, and super mutants. It's my lucky day. I gotta kill that fucking suicider before he blows up. Told you, this thing sounds very large. Love the fucking noise on it. It's so good. Right, so, super mutants. Let's get an auto loop going again, because we're not dealing with ghouls. Head inside. I may rethink the ballistic shield on this thing, honestly. It makes it almost impossible to see. But, I guess I could just go into third person. You guys would get to admire the armor then. You know what? I think that's what I'll do.
What? Who's there?
Okay, aiming in third person is not very easy. Just fall back a sec, go back into first person so I can actually aim. You know what? Yeah, time for the fucking storm bolter. Oh, this just rips through them. Jesus, how many mutants are there? Oh, they can't stand against the Emperor's finest. Turn on our prey sight so we can see where they're all at. Space Marines actually do have, they're not thermals, it's more like X-ray vision built into their helmets. Lets them see a bunch of information about whoever they're shooting at. I don't think it's ever super fleshed out in the lore exactly what it's like, but Prey Sight and Terror Sight are a thing. Oh, we got a staggering Chinese officer sword. Uh-oh, I said the forbidden nationality word. I'm gonna get demonetized. Again. Jesus, that happens a lot. Holy shit, there are a lot of super mutants in this place. They're just fucking everywhere down here. Absolutely infested. Good thing we're here to clear it out. Get back here so I can kill you, abomination. God, all sorts of legendary weapons too. Be nice if we could pick up something explosive to save me the gold trying to upgrade our stubber into a proper bolter, but I don't think we'll get that lucky. Because even auto loot is struggling with all these fucking corpses.
Go ahead and hide, little leader.
Oh, you should be the one hiding, mutant. God, it just rips right through him. 1-2 shots, this bolter. So good. It does exactly what it should do. I'm so glad I upped the damage on it. It actually feels like a fucking bolter now. It was originally doing like 90 damage. And it just was like, it's not a bolter at all. It doesn't feel right. Wow, I'm having to loot manually because the fucking is... It is on. It's just struggling because there's so much shit.
Lock's really strong.
Master door, huh? Ah, damn it. I wasn't paying attention. Come on now. We've got to get through this door. It's required for their quest. Otherwise I wouldn't bother. There we go.
Yes.
Oh, we did level up. want to put a point into heavy gunner. Yeah. Make our heavy bolter even heavier once we finally get it going. Very excited. Had to kill one with the chainsword. Absolutely had to. Looks like we found the doctor. He didn't make it. Oh well.
Don't think I can pick this.
Let's get the hell out of here, shall we? Ah, the bobby pin tax stands strong.
Got it.
You want to let me jump over this tiny railing, game? No? Okay. That's odd. God, every door in here is just locked up tight. Fucking A. And we don't have any of our lockpick perks that we got down in fucking mine.
Sweet.
Okay. Let's get out of here. God, I love the power armor landing. So good. You know, I was kind of half and half for a while about the power armor system in this game. It gets way better when you take fusion cores out of the equation and just let the armor work like it worked in previous games. Like, I understand the need for, oh, we have to balance it a bit, but they give you one of the first, like, 20 minutes. As soon as you get to Concord, it's like, here's a suit of T-51. It's like, why even balance it if you're just going to hand the player one right out of the gate like that? It seems counterintuitive. So I disabled fusion cores as a thing, and I've enjoyed power armor much more since. Just wanted to pick up all that shit before we left. Right, I'm going to fly back to Concord, and I'll show you guys exactly what it's going to take for us to become a Space Marine, because unfortunately, we're without a representative of the Adeptus Mechanicus. So we're going to have to do this on our own, and, well, the Emperor's work wasn't done in a day. See you in a sec. So, we're pulling into Vault 111 now, and I just wanted to talk about something real quick. I just checked my YouTube dashboard, and the channel has officially passed 500 views for the last 28 days or so. Oh, that's a hell of a milestone. I wasn't expecting to even get that far, to be honest with you. I know it's tiny compared to most other YouTubers, but geez, it's huge for me, and I've been having a great time with this, so I plan on continuing to go as far as my health will allow. My health has been a continuous issue lately. I have a lot of fatigue issues and a lot of sleep issues that I've been dealing with that have been just stopping me from recording and stopping me from streaming and doing the things that I want to do. But I'm going to try to keep getting content out for you guys because you've given me so much support. Not just my friends, but other people who found the channel recently and, you know, people just telling me they enjoy what I've been doing, and that's completely invaluable to me, and I want to see where it goes. So I'm going to keep going. I've got games in mind for what I want to do after Fallout and Mad Max. I need to get back on Mad Max. I've been slow with the episodes because they don't really have as much of a response as Fallout 4 does. But I will get on that. I am going to finish it. And once Fallout 4 is done, I've got another couple games lined up that I think you guys are going to be excited about. I'm excited about them. But anyway, we've got this holotape to look at. So let's see what's on here. And let me stop waffling about things that aren't relevant to Fallout. Let's see. Woody Rells Medical Tote. So, this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be how we become a Space Marine. As you can see, there are about 500 million fucking things listed here that we can add on to ourselves. Everything from synthetic organs to bionic eyes, rejuvenation, sensory enhancement, everything it's going to take for us to become a Space Marine. Seriously, it looks like he just took a list of enhancements for Space Marines, like, I'm going to turn this into a Fallout mod. And yeah, what more could be asked for? However, there's one problem. Like I said, we're lacking in representatives of the Adeptus Mechanicus, unfortunately, and we're going to have to do this ourselves. And that's going to require caps. A lot of caps. A lot. Hundreds of thousands caps. So, I'm going to do a lot of this in between episodes because a ton of it is grindy. But I'm going to come up with a list of things that we need in terms of perks and abilities that we can get from this that would be, a Space Marine would have. And we're going to go down the list one by one. I'm going to tell you guys what the list is. I might show it on screen or something if I come up with a fancy graphic for it. And we'll get all our Space Marine abilities. So yeah, that's the plan going forward. I'm going to end the episode here, though. We've done all we can today. I've got plenty of work to do off screen. So I will see you guys next time. Stay safe. Have a good one. Good hunting. See you later. Bye.